meditation, our meditation practice. We meditated already yesterday, right? Sorry, last week. Did we meditate? And how long time was that? Sutam, do you remember?
Yes, one day. Yes, one day we have meditation last time, and I don't remember exactly the time. Maybe 15 minutes even.
15 minutes, probably not 15 minutes. Jake, will you tell us?
I believe it was 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yes, that's very probable. All right, so let's sit in a comfortable meditation posture. That's pretty good. Tan Ngok will need to adjust her camera a little, maybe tilt a little down. Or go back. Excellent. Very good idea. Good. All right. As for camera, that looks good. But I see some of you are not sitting properly. So for meditation, it's necessary to have a special meditation posture. You cannot sit in meditation in the way you sit if you were eating on the floor, or if you were talking on the floor. For meditation, it's very powerful. It's very powerful to have a special way of keeping your legs. All right. If you have a special way of keeping your legs, then this will work as a psychological reminder for the mind. Whenever you then sit in that special way, your mind will know that now is the time for you. Now you will be dedicating time for yourself, and so the mind does not need to worry about what's outside. Instead, it can curiously watch and happily focus. Depends on the kind of practice. On you. And that's very powerful because that's what you want to do in meditation. So that's why you keep a special meditation posture for meditation. All right. So I will show you what not to do, and then I will show you I'll show you what not to do, and then I will show you what to do. So first, what not to do. So what not to do is, if you keep calf on the toes or on the heel of one foot, and the other calf on the toes of the other foot. So this is what not to do. If you're sitting in that, now you know you're sitting wrong. Totally not allowed when you meditate with me, okay? Strictly prohibited. Then, what to do? Well, that's very easy. Open the knees a little and keep the legs on the floor. So, what to do is when you have the thigh, knee, calf, and the foot on the floor, and of the other leg, thigh, knee, calf, and the foot on the floor also. This is very good. This is how Burmese people meditate. This is how Burmese people get enlightened and they become great masters. Now, if you want, there are some other variations. You can keep one of your foot somewhere else. For example, between the thigh and the calf of the other leg, right? That works. But some of you, what they do something like this. No, that is what not to do. Do not do that. Okay? Just keep your foot peacefully placed between the thigh and the calf. Or what you can do, you can take the foot and move it closer to you. Now, some people, what they do something like this. I don't understand how they actually do it. So this is not needed. This is so strange. Try to keep your foot nicely, completely placed on your thigh, right in front of your hip. Then that is fine. All right. Moving it so far away is so strange. You can keep it like this. That's pretty good. So that's what you can do. Some of you, if you are very comfortable with lotus posture, you can do it, but I do not recommend it, because when the time is longer, as we will gradually extend the time for your meditation, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you may not be able to sit in that for a long time. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the lotus posture. So some people of you may love to sit in lotus posture. So first of all, if you are proud about your lotus posture, I'll reduce it. Some people who do lotus posture have this, I call it the levitating knee. Is the knee that's levitating above the floor. You see, the knee is above the floor, it's not on the floor. It means that the sitting is wrong. You see, I'm not sitting in lotus posture. It's a joke. A true lotus posture always touches the knee with the floor. Okay? But that would require so much of effort from me that I would not be able to sit longer than about 5-10 minutes. So in that case, you see, you're not okay for lotus posture, so just don't sit in that. Another problem is that if you sit in lotus posture, it may become painful too soon, and you will not be able to dedicate your time to meditation. Instead, you will be thinking about your legs. We don't want to do that. In your meditation, you want to think about your meditation object, not about your legs. All right, so now everybody knows how to sit. And so I will tell those who are still not sitting. Right, so I see, do I see anyone? So far, I cannot see anything wrong, so that's pretty good. Next thing, erect back. Make sure that you do not lean over anything, all right? You cannot lean over anything. If you lean over something, then that's not meditation, that's your leisure time. So we do not lean over anything. We don't lean over sofa, over back of the chair, over your bed, over the wall. No, we don't do that. We need to keep the back nicely free. Hands. One hand is placed on the other while they are facing upwards. And we will connect the thumbs. And then we will keep that in the lap. So where's lap? Lap is right between the knees. So you have knees to here. So between is here. So that's where we keep our hands. You can relax the thumbs on the fingers. I personally like more relaxing the thumbs on the fingers, and it's also what we commonly see with the Buddha statues. To thumb. Do you have the Buddha statue picture ready?
Yes, Svante.
Nice. So this is a historical statue of the Buddha from about 3rd or 4th century after Christ. So about 1,000 years after the Buddha passed away. So it probably is not exactly how the Buddha meditated, but it is definitely, hopefully, very close. Okay, because the other statues, which are from the 18th century after Christ or 20th century after Christ, are definitely much further from the Buddha's time. So as you can see, the Buddha is resting his thumbs on his fingers. He doesn't have them connected. I have them connected. Well, I personally find it more comfortable to keep them connected. Whatever is fine. But still, I would recommend to you to keep them connected, because that's how I meditate. And therefore, that's how I can make sure that everything is right. You can see that the Buddha is keeping one foot between his calf and the thigh. So that definitely is a very good posture. And the Buddha is keeping his eyes a little open. And if there was a floor, if he continued, then he would see the floor right in front of himself. What else do we see there? His back is erect. Okay, you can see that the Buddha's back is erect. And one more thing we can see, that the Buddha doesn't move. Well, it's a statue, right? But when you meditate, you need to be like a statue. So that's where this can be inspiring. Okay, I think this was enough for the picture. You can stop sharing. And so this is how you would ideally meditate. So you keep your feet either on the floor, or one between the thigh and calf, or one on the thigh. I myself keep one foot on my thigh, and keep the hands in the lap. Keep the back erect. We do not close our eyes during this practice. We keep them open a little, and we see the floor right in front of us. And we don't move. And just like we don't move our hands to scratch ourselves, or our head to look what's going on around, we also do not close the eyes or try to see what's going on here and there. So we keep our eyes a little open and see the floor in front of us. So see if you can do that. It sometimes requires training to be restrained. Restrained means that you are able to control what the body and the mind are doing. If you don't know how to control your mind and body, who will? And meditation, in the first place, is the training of getting power over your body and mind. Only with power over your body and mind, it will be possible to observe their nature and achieve distinction. So, power over the mind and the body. Remember, you meditate to get exactly that. After you get it, the rest is easy. To get it is difficult. All right, so we can sit in a comfortable meditation posture. Make sure your back is erect, side cast down. We'll keep our hands in the lap. And we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, for 5 minutes, I will meditate on muscles without any movement. From now on, for 5 minutes, I will meditate on muscles without any movement. From now on, for 5 minutes, I will meditate on muscles without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy. So we do not try to feel it. We do not try to see it or experience it, not at all. We just accept it. We give it the permission, okay, there's some flesh. It has some heaviness, it has some weight, and we just accept it. It's very easy, and that's the point, that it's easy. It will be more difficult later. We continue to the forehead. And again, there's a flat piece of muscle. We allow this muscle to be heavy. And that's it. We don't try to feel it or experience it. If you feel it, it's fine. But that's not what we want. We continue in this manner to the eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head, all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head. We allow them to be heavy. We continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, heels, soles, toes, tips of toes, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be heavy. And we enjoy this permission. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. So when we finish meditation, we move into the so-called secondary posture. So I'll show you how that looks like. So for secondary posture, you will take one of your legs and you will move it so that it is by your side. So you will have both of the knees, both of the calves, and the feet by your side. So everybody, please sit in that posture. Ho, ko, kang. Can you please sit in the secondary posture? Thank you, and the others as well. I think La Du Tai is not sitting in the secondary posture. Can you sit in that way? Do you know how to sit in that way? Oh, you know it. You see, you know it very well. Okay, great. So this is how our meditation always needs to finish. You always need to move to the secondary posture. Okay? Later, this will be important for different purpose that I hope to explain to you later. But for the time being, you need to know the basics. So you have primary posture, you have secondary posture, you have no other posture for meditation. And now, everybody please come close to your microphones so that you are able to unmute and react on our quizzes and things that we will be doing. We will not be meditating this lesson anymore. We always meditate one time in the beginning like this. And there will be some quizzes. So first, I would like to ask you, how many times did each of you meditate the last 7 days? So if Tutam is ready, can you please pop it up? So there will be a quiz. Yes, it's there. So if you meditated nothing, then please select 0. None of you meditated nothing. You meditated with me right now. Then you meditated 1 or 2 times, or 3 or 4 times. It's about days, you know. So did you meditate 2 days out of the 7 days? Any time, any period? Or did you meditate 3 times or 4 times? Or did you meditate every day? Then that would be 7, right? If you meditated 5 days, you select 5 to 6. If you meditated 6, you select 5 to 6. All right? Please, everybody, please vote. We are waiting for you. Do not worry, we have no idea. I think we don't know who voted, right? Or do we? Tutam. Do we know who voted what?
No, Devante, no.
We don't know. You see, so you don't need to be shy. Just click something and we're good. Okay, we still have a lot of people who did not vote, so I'm waiting for you. You have a quiz on your screen. Please come to your screen, see the questions. The question is, how many times did you meditate in the last 7 days? So if you meditated 0, select 0. 1 to 2 is 1 to 2, and so on.
Everyone, can you see the quiz?
It says 15 out of 19 participated. Do you know what that means? Does it mean that some of them like canceled the quiz? You know, I don't want to vote. Probably yes. No problem. No problem. If you can vote, it's good. So we know the situation, and I can accordingly provide some more guidance and support. Okay, I think this is pretty good. So now we know that most of you meditated just 1 day or 2 days out of the last 7 days. Okay, thank you very much. I'm finishing the poll. And so we now know that most of you meditate every week, but not many times. So there is a trick how to do it. And that is to have a specific place and specific time for your meditation. If you have a specific place and specific time for your meditation, then there is a higher chance that you will meditate every day. So the next quiz will be, where will you meditate every day? Now we will discuss the fact that you can meditate every day later. For the time being, take it as a potentiality, you know, as a possibility. If I meditated every day, where would that be? If I had to choose one place where I would meditate every day, where would that be? And it needs to be somewhere in your home. It can be on the garden, but it cannot be in the school. It cannot be on the car, all right? It needs to be somewhere in your home or outside your home where you always have access. So one option is right there where I am now. Pretty easy, isn't it? Then another one, in my room. Another option is in the living room or shrine room. That is the place where is the Buddha statue, Buddha image, or where you light candles or burn incense sticks, or do any rituals or chanting or praying or whatever you do there. So that's called shrine room. Many families of Buddhists actually have a shrine room in their houses. Many don't, and it doesn't matter. It's okay. All right, and another option in the garden. And last option is somewhere else. So I will be, our organizers will be preparing. So to who am I sending it? To Tutam, right?
Yes, Bante.
So it is very important that you meditate on the floor. So as you meditate on the floor, you need to make sure that you meditate on the carpet or on something warm. Do not meditate on the floor, on the wooden floor or on the tiles or on the stone. You may then get ill and I will be the guilty one. So don't do that, all right? Meditate on a nicely warm floor, that is a carpet or a blanket, but it needs to be hard, all right? That's why you should not meditate on the bed. Meditate on the floor, on the carpet or on a blanket or something that's warm and in such a way that it's hard. If it is soft, your bum will sink into the bed or the thing, and then you will be there like this. But your back needs to be erect, so you will be like this. So if these are the legs and this is your torso, then because your bum is sunk in the bed, then your legs will be doing this thing, and you will need to correct. You will need to make up for that problem, and you will correct your back. So you will be sitting like this. And if your legs are like this and your back is like this, then that's very painful, and you don't want that for a longer period. So you never should meditate on anything that is soft. You should meditate always on something hard so that your bum does not sink in it. All right, so we are still waiting for the quiz. We don't have it. Please wait for that. Tom, did you know that we were waiting for the quiz?
Sorry, Bante.
You
I'm
thought
waiting.
that I'm just talking like
I'm
something.
waiting. Yes, I'm waiting.
No, I was waiting for a quiz. Now that's the way how we do it, how the teachers do it. So they give a work and they speak with the others while the work is done. And then nobody notices that they were actually waiting. So that trick didn't work out well. So we'll be waiting some time. Anyone has any question regarding the meditation or posture for the time being? Any problems, any difficulties, any pain, any strange experiences? If you have anything you want to tell me but you don't want anyone else to know, PM me. Okay? I hope everybody knows what's that. You can send me a private message here in Zoom chat. I will immediately see it. Okay? If I see that it's private, I will not reveal you. Don't worry about that. Okay? I studied about 2 months only about the rules how not to really reveal others' secret at the university. So I know how to do that. Don't worry. All right. So when the quiz comes, there will be 5 options, and you can choose the place where you want or where you would meditate every day if you meditated every day. Now, regarding the places, this will be dependent on the time. When do you want to meditate? If you sleep at the same place every night, well, then there is a high chance that you can meditate in the same place every day. If you sleep in your home every night, or almost every night, 6 nights a week, or 5 nights a week, that means almost every night, well, then just meditate before you go to sleep, or you meditate right after you wake up, or wake up a little earlier. That is very good. If you can wake up a little earlier and meditate that time. So then you're sure that you will meditate because you probably sleep every night. I know some nights are sleepless, but most of the nights we sleep. So you can make use of this advantage and just meditate right before you go to sleep or right after you wake up. Therefore, you will clearly know where will you meditate every day. Okay, we're still waiting for the quiz.
Sorry, Bante, maybe I have a problem with the pose because I make the quiz and then I can try it anywhere.
So what's the problem?
Yes, I'm trying to find the problem because I make the quiz and I said, but 2 times I can find it.
You made the quiz and then it disappeared.
Yes, I don't know what problem because it's when I create the new post, so it's the number of quiz appear is like in screen, but I can find it.
And where
Is
did you
it quiz
create it?
number
In the
3?
website? Did you create it in the browser or in here in the meeting?
Oh, in the meeting, dear Bante.
In the meeting.
Yes, Bante.
You should work in the meeting.
Yes,
And
in the morning I did in the meeting and this is work. So I think that
and it
is.
worked. Maybe because you're not a host, you're a co-host.
Oh,
Is that possible?
yes, Bante.
So you
Sorry,
need to
Bante.
become a host.
Can I try one more time? Yes.
Is it quiz number 3? I can see and I try to launch it. Is it okay? Where did you
No,
meditate?
no,
Was
it's
it?
a new one. No, it's new.
I give the name the quiz 2 for grade 4. The name is.
Okay. I see it. Can I launch it?
Yes. Can
Okay.
you
You
please? I
see
can
it?
see.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Can you see it?
Good.
Quiz, yes, quiz 2,
Perfect,
All right.
grade 4,
All right.
please. Yes.
All
thank
right.
you.
Got it. All right.
So everybody, please vote. All right, we're still waiting for many people to vote. So please vote right away. There are some more things coming. You cannot spend the whole time with just voting. Those who did not vote, please come quickly, vote. We're waiting for you. Some more. That's why you need to be so close to the screen so you immediately notice that there's something happening and that you need to vote. Okay, good. We got 15 people. I'm giving you 10 more seconds for anyone who still did not vote. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm ending the poll. Good. And now we see that most of the people will meditate in their room. Some people will meditate, 50 people, 50% of the people will meditate in their room. 2 will meditate where they are now. 4 in a shrine room or in the living room. And 2 will meditate somewhere else. If you want to meditate somewhere else, will you please kindly share it with me, either in a public message or private message in the chat box? And now we are moving on to another quiz, and that is the time. When would you like to meditate every day? So you again will have some choices right after I wake up, before I go to school, or outside. Or at noon, or before I go to sleep. Or right before I go to sleep. So I'm sending it to Tutam, okay? Tutam is now host.
Yes, Bhante.
So the time of your meditation is of utmost importance. The place is not so important. It's very powerful, but the time is more important. If you can keep up the same time, then if you change places, it's not so big problem. But the place is inspirational. You know, it's your holy place. It's your auspicious, your powerful place. That's the place where you exercise your mental powers, your psychic powers. So you definitely want to have a specific place for your meditation, but the time is more important. So when will you meditate? If you meditate in the morning, there are so many advantages. Now, if you meditate in the morning, then it's done for whole the day. So you don't need to think about the duty to meditate in the evening or at night. That's one advantage. It's done, it's behind you, so you're free. Second, if you do not make it in the morning, no problem. You do at noon. If you don't make it at noon, you can make it in the afternoon. Or you can make it in the evening. Those are the advantages if you meditate in the morning. So if you miss it, well, you can meditate some later time of the day. Now, if you meditate at night, well, then when do you want to meditate if you miss it? As you're dreaming, or as you're like sleepwalking, or how do you want to meditate? All right. So now there's the quiz. I suggest to you that you meditate in the morning, but if you want to meditate in the evening, it's totally fine. No worries. So we are again waiting for people to vote. Vote right away, so we are not waiting for you. Okay, I'm still waiting. Many more people need to vote. So check your screen, search your quiz, and answer right away. Still waiting. Check your screen, answer the quiz. We're waiting for you, for those who have not voted yet. Nice. Okay. So we're giving last 10 seconds. Okay. So now we can end it. So I see that now, indeed, I'm happy. Some of you hopefully were inspired by my explanations. Anyway, I see most of you will meditate right after you wake up. Some of you want to meditate in the afternoon or noon. Some of you before you go to sleep, or right before you go to sleep. It's totally fine. Okay. You can also experiment. This is not binding. This is not binding. You can meditate as much as you want. You can meditate anywhere, anytime you want. Okay. I cannot like force you. It doesn't work. It's much more powerful if you yourself desire to meditate. If you yourself see how meditation is immensely powerful in development of your mental abilities, physical abilities, peace, intelligence, and success everywhere. You need to see it yourself. Until you see that, meditation will be a duty. As soon as you see that, meditation will be your most pleasurable time. So at this moment, I need to expect that you take meditation as duty. So that's why we are dealing with it this way. But as the time goes, when you get the habit and you see the change in your life, then hopefully it will become a pleasurable time. So the intention of these quizzes was to encourage you to meditate every day. Does anyone have any question or concern or difficulty with meditating every day? Okay, seems like everybody will meditate every day. We shall see next week. Okay. Now let's move on to the homework. So you are working on the homework. Let me see how's the situation in our Facebook group. I remember there were some difficulties. There were some difficulties with submitting the homework.
Venerable sir.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
My question is, what if I'm meditating and fall asleep?
It's fine.
Should I do something?
Check your clock. As soon as you wake up, check your clock. If the time is finished, then just finish your sitting. And if the time is not finished, then see if you can do something with your meditation practice.
Okay. Thank you, Venerable sir.
No problem if you fall asleep in meditation. Totally fine. All right, so I see that we have got some homeworks, not many, oh, well, relatively quite a lot. Some people wrote so much. I asked you for 2 questions, 2 sentences, sir. And that's so bad. You need to write 2 sentences if I ask you for 2 sentences. Otherwise, if you write so much, then that's not according to the instruction. You know, suppose that somebody asks you to give a speech about Buddhism in front of your class, and they will say, but make it in 3 minutes, and you will spend with it 30 minutes. They will never want to hear from you. They will never want to hear from you, you see. You need to be able to fulfill the instruction for the limit in writing, in speaking. And then people will enjoy listening to you. They will enjoy being with you. Well, if there is no limit, then there's no limit. They just go on and on for 4 hours, like I do sometimes. But if there is a limit, you need to fulfill that limit so that people will invite you next time, so that they know that they do not have to, you know, get into this embarrassing situation when they have to stop you, or when they have to show you, you know, actually you should be finishing now, and we should actually do something else, and we should go somewhere else. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, they tell you, can you please tell us to the class something about Buddhism? We know you're following a Buddhist class, so what did you learn there? Okay, within 3 minutes, you need to be able to say something. Doesn't need to be super correct or wonderful. No, important is you fulfill the instruction, 3 minutes. Later, you'll get better. No problem. But you need to fulfill the time, okay? And when I give you a homework, it's the same thing. I ask you 2 sentences, it cannot be 3. You can keep you can keep 2 notebooks, or you know what I do? I keep 1 notebook, and then when I have to present, you know, to the people for the homework, because usually we do homework all, including me, then I just read for you those 2 sentences, or I copy paste them into the post, only the 2 sentences that that I want to share with others, but I have my original notebook where I have 100 or 150 sentences, but I share only the 2 because I'm asked to share only 2. So from the books, you will always be writing maximum 2 sentences. For the homework, again, you can write 100, doesn't matter. You can type it up all word by word. These are, you know, what's that? Public domain. Public domain means that the book is shared for everyone. Everyone can read it. You can print it and make money off that. No problem. That's called public domain. This book is in public domain, or I think that. I may be wrong. Be careful. So if this book is really in public domain, well, then you can actually type it up all yourself and have it all yourself. No problem. But you share with me only 2 sentences. And that will be always for all of our homeworks this week and this year. Only 2 sentences for every week. You will never be writing more. And you can do copy paste. You can do copy paste. It's totally fine. But it needs to be some sentences that you copy paste after you have decided these are the best sentences I have read in this text, in this prescribed range of text. So you need to read the text, you need to choose the best sentences, and then you share with us the best what you have found. No problem with the homework you've done so far. Those who have submitted homework until now, they will have nice and beautiful green mark in our attendance sheet, and that reminds me that I need to do attendance sheet. And those of you who did not do it will not have the nice green mark. But please do not worry. Do not try to submit it late. I don't care about it anymore. Okay, now I will care about the homework for next week. So let me do the attendance. If anyone wants to go to toilet or something, you can. And I will take about 2 minutes or 3 minutes for attendance, and then we will close this meeting. So please wait. Do not sign out, because then you will not be there in the attendance. Chi and Huang. Chi is the same person. Previously, you were here as Chi, right? Am I saying it right? Chi. You remember? Are you here? Are you here with us, Huang, Chi?
Chi, can you please unmute?
I can see her. The lady in white t-shirt.
She say yes,
yes.
in the chat box. Yes,
Yes. You said in chat box. Okay. We have here a new student, Pham Tuk. Is that right? Are you a new student here? Pham?
Yeah, I'm a new student here.
They disappeared. Chi. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I am a new student here.
Okay. Did you see the recording of our last class?
Well, I didn't know about it.
Okay. Are you in our Viber group?
Well, my mom and dad are in the Viber group, so I don't have to worry.
I see. But actually what I sent in the Viber group is related to you and not to your mom and father. So if you can have direct access to that, to the Viber group, that would be great.
Okay, I will try.
Ryan Zhu also was not here, right? Previously, Ryan Zhu. Are you a new student?
Yes.
Did you see the recording of our last class?
Yeah.
Very well. Do you have access to the Viber group?
Yes.
Great. Oh, we have two Changwu. Is the second Changwu a student or an assistant?
Yes, I used to be both.
Both list is from Trang Vũ Devante.
Oh, but it's just Changwu two
Yes,
times.
from me.
Okay, good. Okay, I think I have marked that. So everybody needs to access our attendance sheet and check it, to make sure that I have marked you correctly. Because if I have not marked you, but you did come, then that's not okay. But I'm a human and I make mistakes. So please, everybody, follow into our attendance sheet. Later, it doesn't matter. And you can then tell me in Viber, Venerable Sir, I attended, you noted me as not, and then I will say, oh, sorry. So, and then I change it, okay? No problem. Okay, now many people are watching this. Why do we have double X? We don't need double X there. And I will then mark who made the homework according to the Facebook. That will come later, all right? Not yet. So then you will see some people will have green, some people will not have green. So for example, Isabella. So Isabella has made the homework. So now you can see that I'm making it green. And so her tick is green. And then I see Nguyen Van Duk Lam also did it. So his tick will be green. So this is how we then recognize who has done homework, who has not. And those who did not do homework for many times, we will probably discuss with them and ask them what are the difficulties, do they understand it? And you probably know that from school. Duktai and Laduktai is the same person. Try to, as much as possible, try to maintain the same name that you have in Zoom in your homework. Write it down somewhere, especially the Vietnamese people who usually have 5 names, 5 totally different names. They use them anytime they want. The Burmese don't have this problem. It's just with the Vietnamese. Vietnamese have so many names. And just, oh, today I didn't sleep well, so I will be called this way. Oh, today I had a nice meal, so I will be called this way. That's how it feels to me. So please use only one name, okay, with me. In Zoom, in homework, in everywhere you do, just use only one name, exactly with the same lines here, lines there, B's here, B's there, and that kind of thing. Always the same. Otherwise, I will not recognize you. And I will think that you are not my student, like it happened today. You know, a girl was named a different way in her homework than she was in Zoom. And I'm saying, sorry, she's not my student. And it's true. Need to maintain the same name. Okay. Like I am always the same name. The Ashin Sarana is always the same name. Okay, I have in brackets some other name, which I use for some, like for official purposes, that's my passport name. But you will always know Ashin Sarana. I do not write Ashin Sarana and sometimes Sarana Ashin and sometimes Hamduro Ashin, you know, the Sri Lankan style, and sometimes Czech Hamduro, or like I can use so many names. Like in Sri Lanka, nobody knows me as Ashin Sarana. They know me as Czech Hamduro, Czech Sarana Himi. I never call myself that way. I keep just one name everywhere I go as a monk. And if I have to use my passport name, then I have just one passport name. And here in Zoom, you see I am using both. So you can always find me and always recognize me. If you're coming from the university, you will recognize me. You're coming from the monastery, you'll recognize me. Okay? You need to be the same so that we don't have unnecessary troubles. It just takes so much time. Okay, I will really need to do this later. We are already over time. So homework. So I will ask 3 people to read for me their homework, and they will be Max, then Tan Ngọc, and Trung Hieu. Can you please, all of you 3, can you please raise your Zoom hand? All of you 3. So Max, Trung Hieu, and Tan Ngọc. Do we have Tan Ngọc today? I don't remember reading her name, right? So it will have to be someone else. So what about Huang Chi? How do I read your name? Huang Chi.
Huang Chi, yes.
So you need to raise your Zoom hand, please. Thank you. So I will ask each of you to read for us your homework, and when you have finished, you can remove your Zoom hand. Please do not remove your Zoom hand until you finish reading, because if you remove your Zoom hand, you get somewhere buried, you know, in the group of the people, and then I'm searching you. So please remove your Zoom hand after you finish reading your homework. Jake, you want to say something? Nothing? Okay. But I think I called Max only, right? So Max, can you please read for me your note?
Almost all religions are built on faith, rather blind faith, it would seem. But in Buddhism, emphasis is laid on seeing, knowing, understanding, and not on faith or belief. That was on page 7.
Mm-hmm. And you have 2 sentences, right? Or do you have just one?
Just one.
You have just one. It's okay. Phung Trung Hieu.
Yes. On pages 3, we can call the Buddha a man par excellence. He was so perfect in his humanness that he came to be regarded later in popular religions.
Okay, nice, thank you. And Huang Chi?
Yes. People are so fond of discriminative labels that they even go to the length of putting them on human qualities and emotion common to all. To the seeker of the truth is immaterial from where an idea comes. Almost origins are built on faith, rather blind faith, it would seem. But in Buddhism, emphasis is laid on seeing, knowing, and understanding, and not on faith or belief.
Okay, sounds like the same note like Max had, right? Max, do you agree? Max, was that the same note that you had?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay, I think that was the same. Yes, Jake, you wanted to say something?
You want me to read my homework?
And I probably misread, and I wanted just Max to read. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
So, when you write your notes, always mark the page number, and when you read your notes for us, read the page number first. So, for example, you will read 5 and then the note, and then 10 and then the note. And 5 means the page number, okay? Or you can say, in page number 5 is this, and then you read it for us, okay? Because I want to know in which page that is, all right? And you also need to have it in your notes so that later when you want to search that sentence in the book, in the original book, you want to know where to search it in that original book. And also, if you write an essay, you can easily quote, including the page number. So that, of course, is very powerful. So you then do not need to search in the book, what was the page number of this, because you already have it written down. All right, so for next week, I would like to ask you to read 10 pages, and that will be pages 11 to 20. Again, we will have you will have a post in Facebook, and I will show you immediately how that will work, how that will look like. Make 2 sentences. All right, probably I asked you to do just one, but please prepare 2 sentences. So the text that you will be reading is pages 11 to 20. So that starts by no sir. All right, no sir, then Malunkya Putta. All right, so that's where starts the page 11, and then that finishes at page 20, which is this small paragraph. All right, so this is the paragraph that ends the range of the text for the upcoming week. And I wish that you write for me 2 sentences. Can be from anywhere in the text, but I want you to write the page number. You do not need to write the chapter number, only the page number. All right. So, for example, I will write, well, these are 2 sentences, but it makes sense only together, and it's relatively short. So I would choose these 2 sentences. The 4th is the aggregate of mental formations, sankhara khandha. In this group are included all volitional activities, both good and bad. What is general? That's already actually 2 sentences. This is perfectly fine. And you can then share this with me in the new post. So I will make a new post. You need to submit until March 10. March 11 is late. And then as a comment, so you first need to write your name. Ashin Sarana is my name. And right below that, write the 2 sentences. And that's it. Isn't that just amazingly simple? And I will then immediately find out who wrote it, and I will get the 2 sentences, and I'm very happy about it. I could improve the formatting here. And so this is what I expect from you. As you can see, it's relatively easy. The main point is not to make the homework. It's to read the pages and to write down your questions. The homework is just a little support for me to make sure that you really read the text. But you know that it really doesn't help. If you want to deceive, you will. It's very easy to do that. But my idea is that if you share with me the 2 sentences that you liked most, you will also learn to make notes from that what you read. Can you imagine that you would make notes from Harry Potter? Probably not. I also did not make notes from Harry Potter, but you would make notes from books that are factual, that explain culture or history or philosophy or mathematics or whatever it is, so that anytime you want, you can get back to the notes. You do not need to search in many books and think, oh, what was the book where I read it? All right. So my idea is that I will teach you how to make notes, that I will make sure that you read the text, and in the future, you will be so thankful to me because you will have your beautiful collection of notes that you can use for any time. When you discuss with anyone, when you teach anyone, when you argue with anyone, when you're writing an essay or share your knowledge or understanding with anyone, you can easily use it for your quotes, citations, for your substantiation. All right, so this is all what must have been done today. Does anyone have any question regarding what you have read, or any question at all, or anything at all that you don't understand or you want to know? Now is your chance. Okay, do you have any question about the Buddha's teachings, about Dhamma, anything weird, non-weird, important, not relevant, non-irrelevant, anything you can ask me right now? Okay, so there were definitely some difficult words in the text that you have read. If you have difficult words and you're shy to ask me, you can send me in the private message now. Okay, good. Remember to write down your questions. Before our meeting, remember to write them down somewhere. You can write them on a paper or type them up in the computer or on your hand, doesn't matter. Then when we meet, you need to remember to ask me, okay? Nice. So it was a pleasure to see everybody. And now's the time to finish our meeting.
Okay, everyone, can you please unmute? Yes, I ask all of you unmute. Yes, everyone, can you please put your hands in front of the text?
Say it, sir. They can see.
Okay. Now, everyone, can you say goodbye, Venerable Sir, together, everyone?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Venerable Sir.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Namaste.